Okay, so let's talk about this for just a minute more. Let's bring these last couple of videos together into one more statement. The process we're facing, the problem we're facing, is a very large engineering problem with compute capacity in a limited time frame of daily to produce our reports effectively. Here's what the elements are which we need to have a metric engine. One, we have to have a master file update process. We can't use transactions, they're too voluminous, so we're going to have to create balances somewhere. But if we can limit the number of balances we create, if we can create something like an instrument ledger that has a detailed key of some sort, like customer, contract, vendor, employee, process, those sorts of detailed keys that get us to track these transactions into key balances that we want to maintain, then we're limiting the number of master file updates we have to do. We only have to do one. It creates a very large file, sometimes measured in hundreds of millions and even billions of records, but it's only one update that we have to do. And we'll typically do that daily. Maybe there's going to be intraday reporting needed as well, but we will probably at least, at a minimum, do daily posting. Once we've posted, though, we haven't finished the process. Now we have to produce reports off of that file. And if every one of our reports has to read that master file to produce its reporting process, then we're basically dead. The solution will not work. So we have to be able to produce many reports in a single pass through this file. Even if the file exists in memory, memory is not a cure-all for every problem. Processor speeds still can be a problem when you're passing this many records to produce a lot of different reports. Memory access speeds can still be a problem when you're passing this many records to produce many different reports. So we have to be able to scan and produce many reports off of the master file in one pass. But that's not the end of the problem either. The last piece of it is we have to be able to do joins, and we have to do a lot of joins. We don't want to put all of the data on these balances on our master file. We can't put every element that is of interest to us in the master file. It has to be keyed by something like a chart of balances, a chart of account, a chart of exposure, whatever we call that set of values that maintains the individual balances for the individual customers, vendors, products, whatever. Those have to be able to be used against that join process to go get the other attributes that are going to be of interest in doing our reporting processes. When you start to add all of those together, this is a very serious engineering challenge to get compute processes to be fast enough and to be efficient enough in order to solve the problem. But doing so will eliminate reconciliation. It gets us the gaps between our reporting cycles so we see what are the attributes we can't see today because we don't have master files for them. It gets us the analytical outputs that we're interested in that cut across dimensions and domains of risk, profitability, customer reporting, MIS, accounting. All of these different things can come together and be used in a single process because our master file contains those things. So there's a lot that comes, benefits that come from this, but the engineering challenge is significant. That's what would have to happen in order to change the historic master file update process and reporting cycle to be something that comes from a metric engine.